Okay, so the next page we need to create is a blog page, and we need to create a bunch of blog posts and display them on that one page. So let's go ahead and do that. But before we do that, I need to import the images that I'm going to be using in my blog posts. So I'm going to click on Add New, and I'm going to select Files, and I'm going to go to where I stored my blog images. So I have a bunch of images here. There's two versions of each image. One is small, one is big. So I'm just going to select the first image because I know I've resized that one to a smaller size. So I'm going to make 4 blog posts. So I'll upload 4 images for now. Open and just finish to let it upload. Just wait to let it upload. And after they've uploaded, remember that little plugin we installed, Enhanced Media Gallery? Now we're going to add these posts, add these images to a category. So there's no categories here yet, so we got to create them. If you go under Media, Categories, let's create these categories. So I'm going to have a blog. I'm basically going to have blog images and portfolio images. So I'm just going to call this exactly the same way. I'm going to say blog, or I'm going to say images, blog, add new, and we have a category for our blog. So go back to the media library, and now if you click on an image, you can add it to a category. So I'm going to click on this checkbox to add it to the category, and then you can close it. And if you click on it again, it's saved. There's no save button. You just have to check the checkbox. And a quick way to go through a bunch of images is to use these arrow buttons right here. So the next image that I uploaded was this one. I'm going to add it to the category. Next one was this one. I'm going to add it to the blog category, and I'm going to add this to the blog category. This is another image that's not related to the blog category, so I'm just going to click exit. I've set these 4 right here. This one, this one, this one, and this one. They're in the blog category. So if I go here now, why didn't it get saved? Images, blog. Let's refresh this. Now there we go. There's 4 images. Okay. So now I can use these in my blog posts. So let's go ahead and create a bunch of blog posts. But before we do so, let's remove these dummy categories that got imported for the blog, right? So we're gonna select this, delete, apply. And if you don't create categories for your blog, all of the blog posts are gonna end up in this uncategorized category. But you probably want to categorize your posts into something, that makes sense. So I'm just gonna create a category called news. I'm going to add that category, and I'm going to add another category called short stories. Add that category. So now when we make our blog posts, we can add them to these categories, and they'll be nicely categorized. Under tags, what tags are, they're kind of like categories, but they're like micro categories. Like, for example, if you have a category food and you have all these different blog posts like pizza, about pizza, spaghetti, pasta, or something, I don't know, steak, those will be the tags. So they're like hashtags basically, and they're a good way to categorize your content. But I don't have that many blog posts, and I don't really need these tags. But if you want them, you can add them. So I'm just gonna delete them for now. So our categories got no tags and all posts. Now we don't need all these dummy posts that got imported, so I'm just gonna delete all of them. Select, move to trash, apply, and they're all gone. They're all in trash. So I'm just going to empty the trash. There we go. So let's go and add new. And let's call this my first blog post. Add some dummy content. We're not going to use the advanced layout editor for blog posts. We're just going to use the default one because you don't need to. Like, I'm assuming your blog post is just text, but you can use the advanced layout editor if you want, but it's actually better not to for a blog post. So let's add some dummy content, some dummy text. Let's paste it. Let's add this to a category. And let's set a featured image for this blog post. Now all your images are listed here in one place, but you can narrow them down with the categories that we created for images. So there we go. Now it's only showing 4. Click on that, set featured image, and click on publish. Now if I right click and open this in a new tab to preview it, this is how it looks. There's that image, there's the blog post. It even inserts these social buttons by default, but we can change these later. Actually, the way you change these is you go to theme options and you go to blog layout, and then scroll down, and here you can remove the share links that you don't want. So if I click these and save, just close these. I'll close that tab too. If you go and you refresh this post right now, these are going to change. So now I only got 4: Facebook, Twitter, Google, Twitter, Tumblr. Facebook, Twitter, Google, Tumblr. Okay, and there's a sidebar here. Now let's go. I'm going to create 3 more just to fill up the site with some content. So just be patient and just watch me do this. Second blog post. I'll call it my second blog post. Best post ever. Add some dummy content. Copy. Paste. Paste one more time. Put it in a category. If you don't want comments, make sure they're off. If this is not being displayed on your screen, it's because you got to go to screen options and check some of these buttons here. And let's set another image. Where are my blog images? I want this one. Insert. Publish. Add new. My third blog post. Blog post. Amazing. Add dummy content. Let's pick an image for our blog post. Blogs. Image. Set featured image. Go to the top and publish it. Oh. See how the category here is uncategorized? That's because I put it into the uncategorized category. So change the category that you want to put it to. Alright. So even though you pick news and short stories, the main URL is going to be under news. Okay, so let's add another one. Fourth blog post. Last post. Add dummy text or your text, whatever. Pick a category. Set an image. I want that one. This one doesn't ask you to pick dimensions, so don't pick the dimensions. Sometimes when you insert an image, it will ask you like which size of the image, but here it's smart enough to figure out the best size on its own. So just publish. Hold Control, click, preview. There we go. There's the last blog post that I wanted to make. Okay, so now what we need is we want a sidebar for the blog posts. Like I don't like this sidebar right here, so I want to create my own. So let's go to sidebars under theme options. Sorry, not under theme options. Under appearance, go to widgets. Sidebar blog. So this is the blog sidebar, and that's what's currently in it. You have Twitter links, your Twitter account, latest news, which are your latest blog posts, the categories and archives. So that's what it does. You have your Twitter, latest news, categories, and archives. Now, I don't want these. All I want is something else. So I want my latest news. Actually, yeah, let's keep the latest news. And let's call it latest blog posts. Latest recent posts. Recent posts. And how many entries? I've only made 4, but I'll say, keep it at 10. And then you select the categories that you want the post to be pulled from. And only show title without the preview. Okay, so click save. I'm also going to add a search box. I'll click on search. Pick the widget that you want to add it to. Click add. And I'm also going to add a calendar. The calendar I'm just going to drag. Okay, and I'm going to move the search on top. Put calendar in the calendar. And under the search, I want the title to be search. Save. Now, if we refresh the page, there we go. There's the search box. There's the 4 recent blog posts that we made. There's the calendar. Okay? So that's how you add a sidebar. Next, we're going to make the blog page itself. That will have a list of all these blog posts. So let's go to pages. And let's add a new page. And let's call it blog. And then click on publish. Now, let's set this blog page as our main blog. So go to theme options. Let it load. And under here, where do you want to display your blog? Pick this blog page. Save all. Okay? This way the theme knows which page is your blog page, because it has some settings that just work together. Okay. Next, let's go to this page and see how it looks. So go to all pages, and you can preview it from right here. You can just right click on the view and preview it like this. So the way it looks now is you have all the 4 posts that we created. If we have more posts, you'll have a little next button here, a pagination, a little menu with different pages. But that's when you have like hundreds of posts, or dozens of posts, and you start running out of space, you'll have a little next button here, or where you can view other posts, because you don't want to display everything on the same page. But anyways, what I don't like about this blog page is I don't like this sidebar on the blog page, and I don't like the fact that it's displaying the entire post. Like, all I want here is a little preview, like the first few sentences, and then a read more button. Like, I don't want the entire blog post to be displayed on the blog page. And it's also going to produce duplicate content, because you have this post, if you click on it, you have all this text, and then on the blog page you have all this text again, so you have like duplicate content, and you don't want too much duplicate content. You don't want to confuse Google. It's probably gonna not like it. It doesn't like duplicate content. But the way you fix that is as follows. We're gonna go back to posts, and we're gonna open up this one, the first one here, and here's how you add a read more link in the middle of your content. So put your cursor somewhere where you want to break the page into 2 parts, and click on this little button right here, read more tag. Insert read more tag. Click on that, and look what this does. It separates the content. You update it. Now if you go to your website, WP theme helper, and you type /blog, you have a little read more button, right? So only a portion of your content, and then read more. The other ones will change right now. So if you click on read more, it goes to the individual page. So let's do this for the other pages. Let's break it up into a read more link section. So if you see what I'm doing, I'm just opening them up in different tabs, and I'm going to each tab, and you can click on edit, Well, you should have just clicked on edit right from here. You could have just clicked on edit and opened it in a new window, a new tab. So let's do the same for the rest of these pages. Add the read more tag, update, go to the next page, do the same here. Read more, update. Let's put the, oops, no, sorry, I gotta click this first. Whoa, screwed that up. Let's add that here. So there we go. Let's close them now. And now let's go to the blog page again. Theme helper, blog. There you go. Read more, read more, read more. You don't have the full content of the post. You click read more, you go to the individual page. Okay, now if you don't want these images to display right here, you can click on the post, and you, under featured images down here, you can just say don't display image on single post. So click save. Let's preview this. And now there's no image. But the images look nice, so I'm just gonna uncheck this. Update. Refresh. The image is there. Okay. So, like I said, I don't want this sidebar on the block page. So let's remove that. Let's edit this page. Scroll down. Under sidebars, pick no sidebar, and then update. After it's finished updating, preview the page. And as you can see, nothing happened, and that's because there's another setting up here under the sidebar settings which applies to the main blog page. So under sidebar right here, sidebar settings, sidebar on blog page, it says right sidebar. So even though we changed this for the individual page, we said no sidebar, this main setting is still overriding the individual setting, which is kind of dumb, but that's just how it works. So click on the sidebar on blog page and pick no sidebar. Make sure to leave the sidebar on the actual post entries. Okay, so click save changes. Go back to the blog, refresh. Now your blog is full width, but it still looks a little bit weird. So what I'm gonna do is go back to the settings under go to blog and change this setting right here. Blog styling. Pick elegant. Save changes. Refresh. Now that looks much nicer. The image has shrunk in size. It's not too big. The read more button looks nice. You know, it's got a border around it. You have your date and you have who it was posted by. Now guys, if you want to change this name by who it was posted by, you can change that. I'm going to show you right now. So yeah, to change that, go back to your go to WordPress, then go to users, click on your user, your main user, which is you, and then go down here. So you can enter a first name, or like Bob or something, a last name Smith or whoever, and you can put in a nickname here. And I'm just going to show you what's going to happen. My nickname. And then you save this. Or, sorry, update profile. Now, if you go down here, display name publicly as, you have a choice of all these things you just added. Bob, Smith, my nickname. So you can change that here. So I want to just say Bob Smith or something. I update. Now, if I go back to the blog page, /blog, that name should have changed. So here you go. Now the blog post has been posted by Bob Smith, not your username. Okay? And let's add this page to the menu. So go back to the go to appearance, menus. Now if you still have the old demo menu that's been imported here with a bunch of stuff, scroll all the way to the bottom and delete it and just start a new menu. But I've already started a new menu. I don't know if you missed that step or not. I've deleted the old one, I've created a new one, and I've already added a couple of pages here. So now I'm just going to add the blog page. So add to menu, move it up. I want it to be second in line, and then save menu. Go back to our website, refresh the page. There's our blog. You click it, you're back on the blog. Click on home, you're on the home page. Contact about page, all of that remained the same. Okay, so I think we're done with the blog page for now. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a portfolio page.